Hi, I'm Reggae Girl Marlo Sweatman. You're watching Eddie Vision TV. Like, share, and subscribe.
Greetings sports fans, welcome back to Eddie Vision TV. I'm your host Eddie Gona. This is a channel where we look at sports differently. Alright, so news today is about Michail Antonio and Leon Bailey. Updates 2-in-1 this time around, 2-in-1. Alright, so let's start with Aston Villa winger Leon Bailey. Now, according to popular in the know journalist David Ornstein, AS Roma in talks with Aston Villa over Leon Bailey. No formal bid for 28-year-old Aston Villa winger yet, but AS Roma pursuit firm, plus emerging as strongest suitor. Also interest from clubs in Saudi Pro League and Turkey, including Besiktas. Alright, so Leon Bailey could be on the move, this time going to Italy. Let's see people. Let us see, because it's been widely known that Leon Bailey was on the chopping blocks for Aston Villa. We see Aston Villa clearing house, moving a lot of pieces, selling players. This time it might be Leon Bailey who's up next. I don't know what they're building over Aston Villa, but they sold Ramsey. I remember they lost Rashford and Asensio. They were on loan. They sold Duran. They sold another midfielder. So I don't know what's going on at Aston Villa. They're not really linked to any big names coming in, but seem to be losing a lot of talent. Leon Bailey, for them, might be good business to get rid of him. He has underperformed the last season after getting that big contract. Did not perform well at all, but they're still getting suitors abroad. And if the price is right, Leon Bailey might just be on the move. So that's the latest. Roma, big club in Italy. Definitely, and I don't know if he prefers to go to Italy. Saudi, the money is over Saudi. Cannot stop say that enough. He'll be making billions if he get the move to Saudi. If you convert that Saudi money to the Jamaican, you're looking at billions. And we know the lifestyle that Leon Bailey likes to have, and partying and the flashy things, but also let us also say that he gives away a lot of money as well. You know what I mean? Helping out the hospital and all. So that will be more money for him to spend, also more money for him to give away. So you have to look at it both ways. More money to help the community, more money to give away. So that's it for Leon Bailey. Let us move over to Michail Antonio, former West Ham striker, and I might can say former Reggae Boy as well. After being released by West Ham, he's going into commentary. Yes, Michail Antonio is now an analyst or a pundit for TNT Sports. That means Michail Antonio will be covering the football for the next season. I don't know how long the contract is, but I know for sure that this season he'll be there, giving his analysis on football. Good or bad? He's not yet come out and say if he's retired or not, but to make a move like this, one would have to say that he must be retired. Punditry, you cannot analyze the game and to also play the game at the same time. You have to pick one. You know what I mean? You cannot be in the studios commenting on the games and then play the game the weekend. I've never seen it happen before. It's usually when players are, you know, either they're out with long injuries or they're retired. You see them go in the studio and analyze and be pundits. So Michail Antonio, let me know what I think about that. Also, what I find very, very strange, nationwide news reported that Michail Antonio still wants to play in the World Cup. I'm like, how? How would Michail Antonio play in the World Cup? Yes, Jamaica can qualify, but how would he then make the team? After being in the studio all year, how would he then make the team next year? I don't say that. I don't know what Michail Antonio thinks this is. I don't know if he thinks it's a party shop, but I don't. Because if Michail Antonio wants to play in the World Cup, I want to play in the World Cup as well. Because we would have both have played zero football for the year. I don't see how we would come up with something like that. You're not playing football, you don't have a club. So people, let me know what they think. It's there, he said it. He's not looking to retire anytime soon, but yet he wants to play the World Cup, and he's not training, he's not playing with any team. I don't know what's the relationship with him and Coach Mac, because if he thinks that he can just sit around in the studio, make his money, and then put on the kit and play in the World Cup, he's crazy. Crazy. I've never seen a broadcaster or an analyst in a World Cup team. How would it look? Look at the headline. TNT sports analyst Michail Antonio gets called up for Jamaica. Tell me, people, how that makes sense. It is what it is, people. We just have to wait and see what is going on, because all of this don't make any sense. Anyway, big up to Leon Bailey. Hope he can decide on his future pretty soon. The transfer window will be closing, I believe, September 1st. And all the best to Michail Antonio. It is no job working with TNT Sports. You know what I mean? You know, that's all I can say. But no Michail Antonio in the team. Alright? So I'm Eddie Gona. Thanks for watching. Always remember to like, share, and subscribe.
This is Kari Stevenson, former Reggae Boy. You're watching Eddie Vision. Like, share, and subscribe.